And this is the first tape of the step series of the art of Nihon Goshin Aikido. Before we begin any of the techniques, you have to learn how to fall. I'm going to begin by teaching you the side fall from the basic position. We have many stages, as in a ladder or going up to the top of the ladder. We begin the side fall by sitting down. First thing that you should understand is that you must be able to ki-eye on any type of an attack. Somebody striking you, or if you strike somebody, you must ki-eye. Ki-eye means spirit breath. It means to get the air out before it has a chance to get knocked out. You are going to begin this by laying down on your right side, keeping your arms up off the floor. From here, I want you to know to keep your chin tucked in, and you're going to practice slapping the mat with the palm of our hand alongside and ki-eyeing. From here is a demonstration. And you will come up to this level. From here, you bring the hand up so it's across your shoulder, making sure your palm is out, laying down on your side, tucking your chin in, slapping the mat. Again, from here. The next stage we do is sit up in a baseball catcher's position, placing your right hand or right leg out, right hand up. From here, you're going to tuck your chin in and sit down onto your hips, making sure that you ki-eye when you slap the mat. From here. Okay, this is stage number 3. From this position, you want to take your hands, of your right hand and your right leg, and just swing them out to the side. From here, making sure that when you swing, you make your palm extend out and make sure your leg is going up as high as it possibly can. From here, we are going to squat down and land on our hip, kicking the arm and the leg out, picking it up, setting down, and taking the side fall. Again. Okay. For a demonstration, Mr. Wolflater, come on out and demonstrate it about 5 or 6 times. Face the camera. Go ahead. The next thing we are going to be working on is the front roll. Front roll is designed to be able to come up. If you are pushed, to be able to come up, standing back up to defend yourself. To begin this, you will place your left knee down on the mat, understanding that even with the side fall and the front roll, you will have to practice these both the left and right side. For demonstrational purposes, we'll work on the right side only. Place your right knee up, left knee down on the mat. Take your right hand, interlock your fingers, set them down on the floor. From here, separate your hands, keeping the fingers away from each other, making a wheel out of your 2 arms. From here, you're going to push off with your back foot, tucking your head in and rolling up the arm. From here, set down, tuck the head in, push off, and roll. Again, set the arm down, push off with your back foot, tuck the head in, push off, and roll. Okay, from standing position, step forward, setting the arm down on the mat, tucking the head in, push off, and roll. Push off with your back foot, tuck the head in, and roll. All right, demonstration, Mr. Wolflater. All right, the first technique that I'm going to be teaching is a universal technique in any of the Taekwondo, Raki Jiu-Jitsu, Aiki Jiu-Jitsu systems, or even Jiu-Jitsu. The name of the technique in Japanese is called Kodogashi. We'll begin by understanding the basic principles behind the Kodogashi. The first thing you should understand is about how the position of the wrist and different types of pain that you can cause from the wrist. If you were to take the wrist and rotate it in, holding on here. I'm just going to demonstrate this in teaching purposes. You want to take this hand. If I push in, this is called Ikkyo. If you take the hand back, it is again called Ikkyo. Anyway, in this or this is Ikkyo. You have Kotogashi position, which takes the hand by crossing your two thumbs behind the uke's hand, making sure that your thumb is on the last and first two knuckles, crossed, supporting the other thumb. From here, Kotogashi actually could mean wrist turnout by rotating the wrist back down around so that your key fingers or index fingers roll back to the knot on your belt. From here, roll and drop the uke. Again, the wrist position, I'm going to move my hands so that you can see, taking the hand around in this position would be Kotogashi. Crossing the thumbs on the back of the hand, rolling the hand, causing the uke to take a fall. Again, from here, roll and drop. Okay. That is the basic principles of the Kotogashi. Again, understanding that any time you turn the wrist, the outside shoulder will rotate back, causing the uke to take a fall. The minute you turn that wrist in, the uke's shoulder will go back and break his balance, which there is no supporting leg. If he was to spin that leg around and you try to throw him from here, the difficulty of the throw would be much more in extreme. You have to rotate out of that. Okay, this technique can be used in many, many applications. I'm going to begin by starting off with a straight punch. The attacker throws, let's do it from this side for camera purposes. If the attacker throws a punch, you want to move your body in and guide the hand down. Back up a little bit. Right. From here, as he starts like a second hand, he comes out, I am going to enter my body. If I am in a fighting stance, the attack will come out, enter in. Again, enter in. Once my body is positioned, once I am in this position and I'm in a stable stance, I will then shift my weight onto my front foot, pivoting on that by rotating my hip back and becoming stable on both legs at the same time. Slow motion from here. The attack, I enter, lead this down. I will shift my weight from here to here, spin, keep this down to the knot on my belt, crossing the thumbs, shifting my weight from this point onto the other leg, rotating around, bringing the hand back around into Kotogashi position, rolling and dropping the uke. Again, the attack comes out. I shift, lean it down into my center of gravity. From here, down. Lean my weight onto this foot, shift around, take the uke down. Again, from here, fighting stance, in, down, shift, take the attacker down. Opposite hand, in, down, take the attacker down. One more time. Okay. Opposite hand from this side. In, down, take him down. Again. Here. Okay. Okay, in this videotape I have been using some Japanese terminology. I hope to keep the terminology very basic, such as the Kotogashi, meaning wrist turnout. All the way through this videotape I will use some Japanese terminology and I will give you an English translation. Alright, the next technique is the Kotogashi, and we're going to be doing it off of a roundhouse. Since we're sticking with that, what I want you to understand is the guy in the street, if he is going to throw a roundhouse attack, you have two types of attacks. One would be very quick, another one would be the wide, drunken attack is what we call it. We will do it off the drunken attack, and then I will do it off the fast attack. First thing you need to understand is in Karate-Do, they take a block. If somebody was to throw a roundhouse around, they block and strike or defend off that position. The other side, and strike. What we do is utilize that energy by parrying. This is considered a parry. By taking the hand down and parrying. At the same time you parry, we are going to use taisabaki, which is body movements or blending. From here, the attack comes out. Move the hand down. Come up under. Come up under, grasping the hand with the last three fingers, keeping your key finger, index finger free. Again, from here, down. Come up under. The secondary hand is going to come in and cross the thumbs. From there, we will pivot our body away, causing the uke, meaning the person who is going to fall, to take a fall. Exact. Watch. Down. Come in. Shift the body and take the person down. Right side. Down. Come in. From here, we pivot off our hip. This hand will come in. Take you down. Down. Come up under. Grasp with the three last fingers. Come in with your thumb. Pivot off your hip. Your power comes from your hip. Keeping the hand in as tight as you possibly can to your center. Pivoting. Take the person down. From here, down. Come up. Thumb into position. Pivot off your hip and take the person down. Combat speed from here, here, again, okay, the next attack for Kodogash will be off of a backhand attack. From here, the same type of movement takes place, is a body shift. As soon as he picks his hand up to extend it out, quickly, you want to move your body in, getting away from this hand target. When somebody is expecting to use their hand to hit you, their focus area is at the back of the hand. Body, as soon as you move in, you're away from the attack. Again, away from the attack. Instead of just continuing right on through, you will enter in and then pivot your body, trapping the hand against your obi. From here, bring it down, center body, and throw. Down, and throw. Instead of the drunken attack, we will speed this attack up. In order to trap the person's hand off of a type of an attack, a quick backhand, you have to move in and trap the arm. Come down, trap the arm. Trap, trap. Again. Okay, the next technique is off of an underhand. Person attacks. Step in and block. Step in and block. When you block this technique, or you should be blocking with the edge of the arm, coming down, moving your body out of the way so that the attack does not strike you. From here, block. You will then come in with the secondary hand, wrapping the fingers around the way we taught you from the beginning of the tape. Taking this hand off, come in, support the thumb, pivot, take your uke around. Step in and block, grip, rotate, block. step in and block. Come up under, take this hand off, support the thumbs, rotate off the hip, take your uke down and around. Again, block, down and around. Right? Combat speed. Alright, the last two applications to the Kodogashi we will do off a stationary grip, off of a front choke, as well as a rear choke. We will begin off of the front. In this position, your attacker comes up and grips. Let go. From here, strike. Take the hand down. This hand, I'll do it slow, comes up. This hand strikes, and at the same time, we lead it down to the knot on our belt. Again, from this position, strike, lead it down. Secondary hand comes in, pivoting off the hip, taking your attacker down. Again. Good. Come up, strike at the same time. Strike, lead the hand down, cross the thumbs, down and around. Go. Here. This hand comes up, strike, lead the hand down, cross the thumbs, down and around. Again. Okay, next one is off of a rear choke. Attacker comes up. From here, right, spin, down, cross thumbs, pivot out of that position, down and around. Strike, down, and around. Strike, spin, down, cross the thumbs, down and around. One thing that is important here, when you are throwing your uke, it is very important to understand to keep a solid stance. For here we will make sure our feet are pointed out at a 45-degree angle at the end of every technique. Example, off the rear choke, strike, pivot, cross the thumbs, come out of that position. From here, if you are standing up and bending over, the uke can pull you off balance. It is important to make sure that your knees go out over the tips of your toes. If he tries to pull, all you do is drop your center of gravity. From this position, to follow up on all the Kodagashis that we've covered in this tape, being the backhand, roundhouse, straight, etc. From this position, you will end up dropping down, locking it in, and gaining control. Again, rear choke, strike. Here, here, drop down into position. Again. 1, 2, 3. Straight punch. Backhand. Backhand fast. Locking up and gain control. Underhand. Rolling. Gain control. Front choke. Strike. Stance. Position. Rear choke. Strike. Pivot. Lock up. This concludes the Kodagashi in this first tape of this Aikido video series. All right, in this next part of the videotape, I'll have one of my black belts, Walter Kopatov, come out and demonstrate some defenses off some pushes. Well,
All right, we start off with the elbow chop. We're going to start off with somebody grabbing your jacket and pushing you back. That's the attack. From this position, as they push back, you pull, chop down on the elbow. One more time. Making sure you keep your back straight, go out. Now, this technique can also be used off a circular attack, such as a roundhouse. Make sure you step in, get control of his wrist, keep it high, chop, down at the elbow. That's speed. Now, these techniques can also be done using or defending against a weapon. Making sure going inside, keeping the weapon outside of you, chopping down, controlling the wrist, bringing you up into an armbar. That's speed. We will now demonstrate the technique from the side bear hug. One thing you must remember is never let the person complete the grip. As they reach for you, turn, break his grip, strike, grab the wrist, rotate your hips as you chop. From here, apply pressure on the elbow. One more time. The next technique is done off the grip as previously, but now we will include a punch to the head. Blocking, gripping, taking a large step back to break his balance, driving the chop to the elbow. When defending against the club, you must realize that they're attacking and focusing this portion of the club, and we must get inside of that. Circular attack, blending in, chopping down. Always remember, taking the weapon away when you're done. These are just a few of the basic elbow chop defenses. We have many more, which require a lot more practice to perfect. These are the techniques anyone should be able to learn to use quickly and efficiently. And it doesn't matter whether they come at you with a knife, club, or the fist, the principles remain the same.
In the next section, we are going to be working on the shionage, which is a four-directional throw. We will be first applying the technique off of a roundhouse attack. This attack is done by blocking and moving your body at the same time. Again, come up, block, move your body, placing the hand down into the hand. From here, the attack comes out, down into the hand. From here, you want to push up onto the elbow, step low under Uke's hand. Taking your inside leg, stepping back, leading your hand back to the obi with his hand attached. Here, down, gain control. I always like to keep my key finger, index finger projected, giving me the projection of energy I necessarily need to guide the uke up and down into position. Slow, down. Come up on the elbow, step low. Step back with your inside leg, taking the uke down. Block. Bring it down. Step under. Uke down. Add speed. Move your body. Lock. Gain control. Push up on the elbow. Step under. Uke down. attack will be off of an overhand. Same principle. Moving your body, gaining control, taking the attacker down. Move your body, parry the hand down. Lead it up, and down. Enter in. Lead it up, take the attacker down. From this position, it is not necessarily so that you can just let go of the attacker. It is important to understand that when the attack comes out, to be able to gain control of the attacker by pushing in on the elbow and twisting on the wrist. Down, take the attacker down, pull out on the arm, and twist. It is also important to understand that you do not need to go down. You are in this position, break. This position, break. Then, from here, under, break. As well as, if the attacker comes down with an attack, lead it in, strike. Locking the attacker up, finishing him off with an elbow blow. Next speed, down, strike. Lock the attacker up, strike. Next speed. Combat speed. Alright, the next variation of the Shio-nage will be off of a front choke. The attacker will come out. The first thing you have to do is come up underneath and grip the hand of the uke, uke being the attacker. From here, strike. We'll go slow. 1, 2. This hand will come in, hit it up, take the attacker down. Come up under. This is a cross grip under. Strike. Push. Take the attacker down. 1. If you want, this hand can then come in, chop, drop him. This position. Reach up. Strike. Step under. And control. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The next technique and variation of technique, which I think you'll find unique, is what I call the reverse wrist. It's also known as the Aikido, being applied to the back of the attacker's hand. This is with the thumbs crossed again, rolling, making sure that the hand stays higher than the shoulder, pushing the hand down into the elbow, causing the uke to tap out. Here, off of an underhand, block, gain control, attack, kick. Okay? Think of that. 1, 2, 3. Gain control. One problem that will happen from this position is if the uke resists the energy that you're applying in by bending his elbow and step down and around into a kotegashi. From here, you are in position, making sure that the hand is above the shoulder. Strike, push up, down and around. Again, off of an underhand, block, roll, block, strike, roll up, down and around. 1, 2, 3, up, down and around. Again, the stance is extremely important here. Locking, dropping onto the wrist. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Step 1, if you want. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Combat. In this section of the Aikido videotape, I would like to work on some handgun disarming techniques. In this videotape, we will only work on the frontal attacks. One thing that I would like to convey is the importance of safety whenever working with a handgun. In any type of practice, you should be making sure that you use a BB gun that is unloaded or a wooden or rubber handgun, making sure not to use a real weapon, or making sure that the two parties have cleared the weapon, reassuring that it is safe to work with. To begin with, we'll start off with a front attack in front of the body, assuming the attacker is a right-handed shooter. From here, the first thing you need to understand is never to push the gun to the inferior hand, because what this will do is cause the uke to gain control with two hands, and then you end up with a wrestle. All right? Switch to the side. It is very important to realize to move the gun away from the inferior hand by shifting the body and not pushing the gun away, because of the fact that you might shoot your partner, wife, loved one. From here, you're going to pivot your body, gain control of the weapon. Come up under the muzzle of the gun, pointing the trajectory back towards the attacker, down, step back for firing. From here, you will shift your body, gain control by coming up toward the barrel, back towards the assailant, down, set for firing. Again, from this position, shift your body, gain control, come up, back down, gain control. When you practice this, it is important to understand by putting your finger in the trigger, if you're doing these type of moves, you will cause the gun to go off and also have better control. If you're fast with the weapon, from here you can take it away before the trigger does get pulled by the assailant's own finger. From here, shift the body, gain control. We will do this in stages. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep your finger in, please. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. These are just different variations, different techniques from the same position. 1, 2, 3. combat speed. Keep your finger out of it now. Okay, forehead. Same technique. Shifting the body, gaining control. Coming up under the muzzle, down, step back for firing. Stages. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Combat. Up close. Same movement, down and back. Shifting the body, gaining control, just a much tighter circle. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. Combat. Hit. All right. I just want to make one point clear with this as well. Whenever you practice with your partner, make sure that the uke's finger is out of the trigger. This will help you not injure your uke's finger. If the attacker's finger is in the trigger and you're doing these techniques, understand that when you manipulate the weapon, the finger will become trapped. This is extremely important as far as control. The problem with this, it might not be a problem, but the gun could discharge from a simple strike to the back of the handgun, but also it could become helpful with control, locking the finger in and throw. Again, from here, gain control. Rotate, nice and slow, without tearing the uke's finger off. So practice without the finger in the trigger here, and practice with the finger in the trigger, the same movements, knowing that the finger will tear with the gun. Within all these handgun techniques that I'm teaching on this basic Aikido tape, you must understand that these two defenses that I have explained, being front of the head and front of the body, they are in close attacks. If an attacker has a weapon pointed towards you, the only distance that you must train with is, we call my eye, being able to touch the weapon. From here, it is very important to be able to shift your body and gain control. Now this has to be done, place the handgun down, and when you're ready, bring it up. Now, that is the time you have to respond with this. It is very important as soon as you train with this to square off comfortably when he raises the gun, shift down, gain control. Anything further than that, you do not, and I will repeat that, do not want to train with hopes that you will someday encounter, separate our distance, somebody like this, because that is just totally ridiculous. You do not defend with somebody with a gun. If you shift your body here, he will simply follow you. You're not fast enough for that. Although, in our experience, it is much easier for the attacker to follow this way than it is this way. If your hand is traveling, at the same time you shift, he cannot come up, and then the basic principle is there, down, and around. There are many, many other handgun disarming techniques, but in this tape we will leave you practicing from the front of the body and the top of the head. All right, the next section is gripping attacks. We will begin by a simple bear hug from the rear with the arms pinned. Come on out, Rick. One thing that you need to understand is being able to make this distance from this side to this side smaller. And that is accomplished by bringing your elbows in front of you, close together, reducing the distance that you are from shoulder to shoulder. At the same time, you drop down and step, assuming you want to hit the uke with your left hand, or I'm sorry, your right hand. You want to drop down, strike, reach up, gain control, reach up, drop down, and throw. Again. Drop down, strike, reach up, break. We'll do this in stages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same idea. Drop down. Strike. Step behind uke. Elbow blow. 1, 2, 3. From here. Elbow to elbow. 1, 2, 3. Combat. This next section is bear hugs from the rear with the arms free. Rick, come on, please. In this technique, it is important to understand to immediately notice which hand your attacker is gripping. First thing you want to do is gain control of the elbow of the hand he's gripping. Grip the hand, lock, slide up, reassure. Lock in, kick, up, and around. Again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This principle of holding in the elbow and pushing in on the wrist is what is going to soften up the attacker. It might be necessary for you to slide down and grip the hand, turning out of the technique, kicking to lift your uke, step under, and throw. From this position, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next defense is bear hug from the front with the arms pinned. As soon as the attacker grips, and this way, grip, come up, strike into the kidney region, lock, trap, leg sweep, strike. Again, this angle. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Arms free. Don't allow your attacker to grip. Come up under the chin. Slap the back. Roll the attacker off. attack is also done from a lunge. Dropping the attacker down. Sidestepping. Top to back. Over the top. Combat speed. Again. Again. At speed. In. Smack. Drop. Again. Combat. Good. In this next section, I'd like to work on some Hambojutsu, which is a simple rattan stick, working on some joint locking techniques. The first one would be you attack and the uke grips the stick, roll, drop the attacker. Grips, roll, drop. Real slow. From here, drop. I go. I throw, he catches, drop. From here, roll the stick under, lock, and throw. 1. Drop the stick, lift it up, throw. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Person takes a front choke. Strike. Reach up, under with the stick. Push back. Lock the attacker up. Over. Down. Strike. Lock. Throw. Strike. Lock. Throw. 1, 2, 3. Another simple move. Lock down. Reach up. Rotate the body. Throw. Lock down. Throw. Good. All right, the next technique I'm going to be demonstrating is a technique that utilizes breaking of balance from using the head. The attacker will come out off of a roundhouse attack. Your body will pivot. The hand will step down onto the side of Uke's head, resting his head down upon his shoulder. Half speed. Come up, lay the head down, and around. This technique is utilizing the momentum of the attacker. Your body enters, down and around. Come up, gain control, down and around. Next technique is utilizing the balance of the uke by knee getting under the center. Attacker comes out with a roundhouse, block. Step in, flip, take him around. Attacker comes out, down. Step in between uke. Lead out, scoop the leg, down and around. Okay, this concludes the first tape of many other Aikido training tapes to come. We hope that you would take the time to look at each technique carefully and practice them in your own dojo or training facility. Another thing I'd like to do is thank Mr. Rick Wolfslayer for his time and effort that he has put into helping me produce this tape number 1. Thank you.